My name is Catherine Fallis. I flew in from San Francisco to host this tasting today for you. My company is called Planet Grape, home of Grape Goddess, which, as some of you pointed out, is having a better hair day than me. And you can see I'm the world's only master sabreuse that I'm aware of, meaning I open champagne with a sword professionally. And I train folks how to do it professionally. Only people in the trade. I also have launched a new sub-website called Savoring Champagne, which is just to bring more attention to this beautiful tradition of enjoying sparkling wine.
The sword through security?
They did not. In fact, when I tried to go do this for Heather Locklear back a few years ago for her first marriage, they wanted to confiscate it. So I don't travel with that anymore. But if anyone has a butter knife, we can try it with the sparkling wine. Okay. And what we're talking about today is Valencia in Spain, a beautiful Mediterranean area in southern Spain, which has been kind of in the backdrop, in kind of the sidelines, the warmer area of Spain. Everyone says, you know, the flat, hot plateau is the area for bulk wine, for co-op wine, and that's changing. And any of you that are familiar with the new Spanish appellation, the Diopagos, they're all coming out of this area right next door, La Mancha, Castilla-La Mancha. So there's a lot of attention being focused on this area right now. And we're going to see in our flight of wines what's going on. So wine is produced all over Spain, just like all over Italy. It's a huge wine-producing, wine-consuming nation. We're looking at the Levant today with Valencia right here. And again, you can see Mediterranean warm climate. And we've got a long history here of Moorish tradition, but also of Catalan or Catalonian tradition. The local dialect, I'm told, is Valenciano, which has got a little Catalan twist to it. So in the past, again, this area has been known for, you know, big bulk wine. If you buy your little cottage on the beach and you retire, you drink bottles of $2 wine. These days, and what you're seeing is in your flight is more than half of the flight is rich, dry, flavorful reds, and that's really exciting. So that's what we're looking at today. We have more than 80 wineries, more than 11,800 grape growers in the area. It's Spain's third largest city. You can see 2,700 sunshine hours. Who knows how many we have in Provence? Just guess. Starts with a 3.
36.
No, Provence, Mediterranean, 3,000.
3,600.
That's what you meant. I know, I got it. Okay, so it's Mediterranean. It's plenty of sun. So the point is, it's very much New World in its climate. We're not worrying about ripening the fruit. So we're able to get beautiful, rich, ripe, healthy red grapes. And before we talk about this, which, you know, quality improvement plan, and, you know, you have to look at these up and coming regions that are trying to find their way, trying to find their niche. And they're going to be proud of these things that they're doing. You know, Australia 2025, the clonal research in Chianti, all of these things these regions are doing to move forward is really important. But I want to point out to you something that's really interesting and unique about Valencia, and that is something that is really cool because it's called Les Fallis, and my last name is Fallis. And it's the wildest party in all of Europe every spring, and they burn things, and it's really fun. So anyway. And there's also food. There's paella. Paella was invented here, Paella Valenciana, which is the meat paella. It's got the rabbit and the duck and the land snails, which escargot, I guess you could call it. So there's a lot of interesting things going on here, along with all of this technologic advancement, which is really good. It's also the city of flowers. It was also a very important seaport back hundreds of years ago. We have a lot of beautiful indigenous grape varieties here, Moscatel, Merziguera, which we're going to try today, Malvasia, Macabeo, Verdil, which is in one of our wines today, Chardonnay Semillon. Our first wine is a full 100% Semillon. And the whites are grown in the Alta Turia area. And we have rosé because if you're in a place that has some of the best beaches in Europe, you want a nice rosé. Provence, rosé. Valencia, rosé. Today we're not having rosé, so you have to go to Valencia, to the beach, for the Las Fallas festival. And I get a lot of heat from my name. It's a fallacy. It's, you know, all this. Now I can say, no, it's a festival in Europe. It's very cool. A lot of the reds, too, you might have heard of Monastrell, an extra pour of the Krug for the first hand up. Where's the first grape geek? Come on. Gotcha. What is it?
Huh?
What is it? What is Monastrell?
Mourvedre.
Yes, good. Mourvedre.
I have another question while I'm at it.
Okay.
Do we have any place to put excess wine in? I don't
To,
see any.
that beautiful amber spit
Yes.
cup,
Oh, I thought this was for wood. Okay.
and we can get larger if you need more. Excess wine. You're going to love it so much that you're going to want to drink it all.
I don't think I do that.
I know. And so again, look at these grapes. Monastrell, Mourvedre, you might have heard of it. Tempranillo, the big grape that's all over Spain in many names. Tinto País, Tinto Fino. Tempranillo is kind of the big famous grape of Spain. A delicate, Monastrell more powerful. We're also seeing the internationals, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon. We're seeing Syrah. And we're seeing wines on their own with the old kind of traditional varietal and the new varietals on their own as well. But what we're seeing that's kind of fun is the blending of them those two together. And the reds are mainly grown in the two provinces of Valentino and Clariano. And we've got all of the DO information available for you if you would like. We've also got a Facebook page available. Misty, do you want to tell them what that is?
Wines of Valencia.
Wines
from Valencia.
Wines from Valencia. If you want to like that on Facebook, you get entered to win a free trip to Valencia. Yes,
Not yet.
to the festival, maybe coming up soon. So we're good. And then finally, we're going to see our last two wines of the flight. We have a sparkling muscat and a sweet, rich licoroso muscat. And muscat, you'll hear in this area Muscat di Alejandro, which is Alexandria. You'll also see Muscatel di Romano, which is Roman or Roman, which is also Alexandria. So this, of the three types of muscat, this is considered one of the better ones. And then the rest is just DO information. For those of you that are interested in the DO, Spain has DO, DOCA, and then DO Pagos. And Pagos is kind of a new appellation for small vineyard areas, and a lot of them are right next door in La Mancha. The DOCA, there's only two, Priorat and Rioja. And then the other regions of note are called DOs. And so the DO, if you want to flip through this pretty quickly, just to give you an idea of all the controls that are required, the grape varieties, the when to pick, all of the controls that are all over Europe for all of the quality wine regions are in place here in Valencia. So you can see authorized grapes. You can only plant Tortosi if you want to plant that. So you can see a long list of kind of cool indigenous grapes, just like this rebirth of Italy and all the wine bars. And you can have all these grapes you've never heard of. And it's really fun to see that and try new things. So same with reds. And the barrel aging, not as strict as Rioja. A lot of you just went to the Rioja tasting, lots of tannins, lots of, long minimum aging in oak, so not quite as long. And then the yield is controlled just like anywhere else in Europe. Good, and so we're going to start tasting the wines now in our flight. We also have a few of the producers here, which I'd like to introduce to you and who will be available at 4:30 when we're going to move to the bar and have tapas and continue to taste these wines with food, which is kind of like the second kind of tasting. So you get a baseline on the wines first, just like you would do if you were tasting professionally at home without food, and then taste them again with food, because as you know, that could be a total change in the wine. Especially after the second or third glass, they start to taste better and better and better. So one of our producers is Flavius Cuckoo from Barona di Turris. And another producer is from Anacoup, Jose. And what was your last name? Sorry? Pascual. And then in the back is Alberto. What he said. And your winery is?
Interesting name, Cherubino Balsanjak.
Yes, with the history going back to Ticino in Switzerland, which is kind of why it sounds Italian. Hey, what are you going to do? Okay, so there's a long history. The video is great. It's a 4-minute video. It's on the Wines from Valencia Facebook page. If you want to take a quick look at it, we're not going to take time here because we're going to taste the wines, which is most important.